Hey guys, if you enjoy the content of my videos, you can like, subscribe, hit the notification bell to get notices of my uploads of all my videos, and also comment down below. Welcome. This is the Day Show, and I am Day Summers.
Double up, 3 or 4 times, I ain't telling no lies, I just run it up. Never let a hard time humble us. Double up, I ain't telling no lies, I just, I ain't telling no lies, I just 5, 4, 3, 2, that's time. I got to you that morning, my dreams come true, my life in diamonds. Who knew? Who knew? Like you said, it's just like everything else. Africa was full of natural resources. What they do? All the diamonds, they came and got it. All the gold, they came and got it. All the niggas, they came and got us. You know what I mean? It's the continent is raped of all its resources. So, you know what I mean? I guess the word they call it is colonialism, when they come and colonize your land and take the resources.
That nigga just thought you was a regular gangbang.
Yeah, you know, like I
using
said,
words like that.
Yeah, I'm just, you know, we said it earlier. Like I educated myself. At one point I was ignorant and lost, but like you got to know yourself before you do anything. Before you can make a record, before you can have an opinion, you got to know yourself. So, you know, the same thing going on with rap music. The same thing going on with all of our culture, whether it's gang banging, whether it's trapping down south, whether it's hip hop, whatever it is. Like, you know, if a motherfucker see it as an asset or as a resource, we don't got no means to go get it. Just wanted to send some words of encouragement. Y'all stay focused. Y'all keep working hard. Believe in yourself. Prove everybody that doubts y'all wrong. Show up every day. Stay pure. Keep your heart pure. Stay motivated. Stay inspired. Show love to your people. From Nip Hustle.
Podcast exclusive. CBS this morning got a front row seat, you could say, to music mogul Jay-Z signing a new business partnership with hip-hop artist Meek Mill. It's a big deal. The two artists are announcing Mill's new record label. It's called Dream Chasers. It's a joint venture with Jay-Z's Rock Nation. And it's the beginning of a new chapter for the 32-year-old rapper, you could say, on the business side of the music industry. Earlier this month, we went to Philadelphia about 2 weeks ago to meet with Mill to talk about his fight to overturn his 2008 conviction on gun and drug charges. He is awaiting a court decision on that conviction right now. He also discussed his push for criminal justice reform. We went to Rock Nation's New York office yesterday and spoke to Mill and Jay-Z. They shared what they think it's important to establish a legacy as entrepreneurs for the next generation of artists.
The music and the culture that we create, you know, we've been giving it away for so long, which is understandable. We got to start somewhere. You got to clean the floors up before we own the building, but we don't shine shoes anymore.
You describe Jay-Z as GOAT, greatest of all time. So I want to know what this day means to you, to be working with a man you described as GOAT.
You know, it's like a dream to me coming in the music industry. Of course, you always the people you admire. There's not too many people I admire, like on a music level and a business level, on a like as a man level. So, you know, doing business with Hove is like, I always, even when we talk, I always explain it to him like, yo, that was crazy. It's a regular day for you, but this is a part of my dreams being in this situation. So, you know,
I wonder if you all see each other in yourselves, do you, on some level?
Of course, right? We come from the same neighborhoods, went through the same things. If we're not exact same story, obviously, but we've been through some of the same things, some of the same struggles. And again, like I said, that responsibility is not lost on us.
like he said, we come from the same ghettos of America. I always felt like I had a responsibility to lead the culture as much as I can. I always say Jay-Z and others that come before me was like the snowplow for people like myself. They made it easier to walk through the snowstorm, and you know, I want to continue to be a snowplow for the next generation coming behind me.
I like that. I mean, it's interesting. You know that Jay-Z song, I know you guys know it. It's not, I'm not a businessman, I'm a business man.
I'm not going to attempt that one. Anthony Mason does, though. If you were here, he would do it.
No, I mean, so it just shows these two powerhouses coming together. Jay-Z said at one point, I think about Meek Mill, he can not only make music, he can make stars, he can make films. I think he can do anything he wants. And it's just sort of Jay-Z showing the influence that he has in bringing others along to show that it's so much bigger than music. It's so much bigger than the rap culture. And, you know, they're working very closely on criminal justice reform. So the two of them together are really quite a duo.
And Meek wants to pay it forward.
Meek
That's
definitely
the way
wants
he
to pay
feels.
it forward.
He looks and understands the opportunity that has come to him because of Jay, and now he wants to do the same for others.
As you reach for the next rung, always a good idea to reach out and behind you.
Yeah, and he's got that case, you know, that's hanging over his head, and his attorneys feel that that's going to turn out all right. That probation that many people believe that he was really falsely accused. So it'll be very interesting to see how that works out. And so far, it's looking very good.
Okay, guys, I want to get right into this topic today with Meek Mills and Jay-Z coming together to start a new record label, record company, which I think is kind of cool. And the fact that Meek Mill wants to try to do something about prison reform, and Jay-Z is coming in to help him as another brother, which is really, really good and awesome. I know a lot of people, they always get weary when they hear of Jay-Z getting involved with anyone or anything, but there's certain things that you can't deny with Jay-Z, and one of them is that, you know, not everybody's meant to be friendly, mushy, and whatever. And he's in a business and in a culture, an Illuminati culture, that is extremely cutthroat, extremely, you know, crazy. So maybe he has to roll with the punches. I don't know. But like how he said, he is a business man. So that's how it is, and that's something that we should learn from, and I think Meek Mill will learn from, and our community can learn from, and that we could use their platforms. This is another thing that I've always said. We need to start learning as a community, as African Americans, and as a community, to use our people who are on these high platforms, to be able to use their platforms to get us to where we need to go, especially, you know, as long as they have the money. And we know what, with all the political climate and stuff going on, they're not, a lot of these rappers and all of that, they're not going to keep their money. So we need to get their money while we can, and get them to invest and be involved with our community. And Jay-Z is a good teacher of that, because he understands business. He already understands himself as a business. And we need to understand ourselves as business, because we're commodity and all that other stuff, you know. So we need to understand whatever the heck he understands, so that we can help our community. So I love the fact that he's trying to reach back and help the community again. But again, like how I said, a businessman is not our friend. A businessman is someone there, the first thing he's there to do is to make money. He might, you know, be in it to make money or whatever, or he really wants to give back. But if he can give back and get money, then that's even better, right? And we as a community need to grow up on that. We're not going to always have the person in the shining knight armor, shining knight, coming to rescue us. It'll be probably people that we don't like that are reaching back and doing stuff because either they believe in the community or they believe they can profit from the community or if it's beneficial for them. We just have to find out at what point will it be beneficial for us. And everybody wants to sit there and say, oh, we have to have someone we could trust. A lot of times it takes us getting up and discerning people and figuring out exactly where they're at. That's the first rule of business. Nobody's your friend. Everybody's there to make money. They're there to make a profit. They're there to do whatever they have to do for them to succeed. And we have to think that same way. A lot of times, too, a lot of people, whenever you're trying to do a community thing, you cannot be the person who likes to sabotage each other and think you're going to win. That mentality is wrong. But you can use people who have that mentality because they'll teach you the ropes. They'll teach you what to do. They'll teach you how to do whatever you may not like them, and you may not like the things that they've done with their platforms or whatever. But when it comes a time where you can glean help from them, why not do it? But you have to be able to discern it and be able to put it in a way that's going to work good for you and the community. So many times in our community, we're always looking, like I said, for the knight in shining armor. Everybody has to help us. We can never help ourselves. And when an opportunity comes along, we're like, oh, we can't trust that person. And you're right, we can't. There's a lot of politicians we can't trust. There's a lot of people we cannot trust. That's why we need to know the act of discernment. We have to know what some values that some people might hold. I give an example. When Serena Williams, when she plays, how she gives an example of how proud she is to be who she is, an African-American woman that's very successful. She's always showing her African-American features, bragging and boasting about it, and she's putting it out there. Whenever she goes for issues that are concerning African Americans or women in sports or leading or anything like that, she puts forth a platform that we can go through to address issues with us also. And we should back her up on that and encourage her to keep doing those things and support her. You don't have to like her and like her relationships or whatever. I don't think that it's a big deal to me. Her relationship she has a beautiful family, but some people are against it, I guess, whatever. But she put herself out there as a platform, and those things are very dangerous. Those things could be career ending if you do something that they don't want you to do. And so we would be crazy not to take advantage of whatever she puts out there. So that way we know that she at least was trying. Now, I'm not saying that she might be doing it for the good of us. She might be doing it for a business deal. I don't know. But at some point, we have to grow up and realize that nothing is going to be given to us. Nobody's going to rescue us at all. So we have to know how to rescue ourselves. We have the tools to do it. Like how I told you before, the way that the immigrants are doing things now, it's a shame that they are actually, some of these people have only been here like 10, 15 years, and they are actually forming groups in our church basements while we're sitting up in the church, and where the air conditioner is, they're in our basements making up groups and picking people to be leaders and having those leaders go down to local officials and put that leader up as a real leader in some sort of city hall type of work, while we're sitting up on the top of the church with the air conditioning talking about, woo-wee, that sister so-and-so over there, no, she doing wrong. We need to tell everybody about her. Make sure she don't think she better. And that's what we do while they're getting better and we're just getting slower. And we can't blame nobody no more. We have to grow up. And instead of us taking advantage of when our African American people put a platform out there, it might be someone that we don't like, but we can use their platform just like how we could have used Kaepernick's platform. We don't have to hate football. We have to like football because our players, most of the players are African American. And to show them that support, because most of these athletes, like I said before, they have money that can't be really taken from them because they got the money legitimately. I don't know about those rappers and those singers, but I know about the athletes. Right now, they're trying to stop a lot of the black athletes because now they're seeing that they have money and that they have knowledge. And this is something that our community is just such asleep. And I'm trying to say to you guys, to stress in this podcast, we need to take advantage of the platforms that we have of our people up there. We're always saying they don't never help, but we need to wake up and grow up and stop being babies and crying, they're not helping us. And they're reaching back and they are doing some things. They might not do it the way you want to do it. And heck, I wouldn't sit there and try to help people. I know my career is going to end. And I know I have to, I do something to help people. And my career is in the toilet because I helped. And then these people are talking about me like a dog, even if I did something bad. And a lot of them have. They've done horrible things to get to where they're at. And like I said, they're in that Illuminati culture. That's what they're going to do. That's the only way they can survive. I had to learn that. At first, I was very critical of them too. But I had to learn that. I had to grow and learn and realize that oh gosh, the stuff that they go through. And I'm not saying that for us to feel sorry for them, but I'm saying that we need to grow up. And if we don't, it's just going to get worse and worse and worse. Now, when you see this election, all the local elections, and you start seeing all these people who haven't even been in the country 5 or 6 years up inside your local offices, running for offices that African Americans should have had someone somewhere to sit up and get up involved with it, you can't say nothing. You've been taught, you've been told, get yourself up and do what you're supposed to do. Or they're doing God knows what. Have someone up there with some standards and some values and then put that person to the test and then make them go up there, someone that could represent everyone. I'm not saying that just so that they wouldn't represent immigrants and stuff like that, but they got their thing together and they support each other. Where I live at, Hispanic people, they support each other. They're going to put their people in those offices. Black people, no, they're not going to do it. But then they don't vote for people because a lot of the black people here, a lot of them that do have some type of credibility, they're kind of really stuck up in there and they really don't give back. So sometimes people react with, I'm not going to vote for them anyway, which is okay. That's why we have to find people that are good people. Because some people we really can't put in office, like with some of the ones we have now. So it just takes a matter of discernment. Once you discern someone and figure out what they are, you figure out how you can use them. You just don't use a person. You have to know how to use them. And I don't say that in a bad sense. I say that in a business way sense. I say that in something that's economical. I say that's something that's beneficial for us. That's how you have to use them. And those type of jobs, that's what those type of jobs are for. Or that's what those type of platforms are for. And until we get that in our minds and in our heads, we're always going to be begging for reparations. We're always going to be begging for this and that. And we are the reparations, basically. Because it's whatever we get, most likely, I'm hoping that they'll sit there and give us land. Land is the most important thing. The whole entire land should be ours because they owe us way too much. Like I said, they're not going to give us all of what we owe. We probably get maybe not even a third, probably a quarter of what we owe, what we're owed. And then we have to figure out if we're going to spend it back into the country or we're going to spend it back into ourselves. We are the resource. We are the commodity. When and like how I said, we can't go back to Africa. We go back to Africa, we have no identity. So Africa can do whatever they want with us. We have no identity. So everyone should, in a way, just stay here, get their identity. At least we have an African American identity. And that's saying a whole lot. And that way, at least you can get something. And once that starts, we can start becoming the leaders that we need to become. It all starts with people discerning. We have to start to discern who we are and what we need and how we need it and how we will get it. We can't rely on people being our knights in shining armor. That stuff is not real. We have to think like we are the business and not just, a businessman. We are the business. What do you think? You can like, comment, subscribe, and everything on all of my platforms. Thanks, guys, for listening.